What's up? What's good? Happy Wednesday. What it do? Hope you're having a great Wednesday. You know the routine on Twitter @_Clarence Jones. Okay, on Instagram _Clarence Jones. Check out my website. Visit my website, cjsportsmedia.com, for blogs, fantasy sports, podcasts, all that great stuff, all that fun stuff. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. All right. I want to take time out today and just dedicate this podcast to all volunteer coaches in the world. All right. All the volunteer coaches in the world. I appreciate you. I thank you for what you're doing. And I just want to dedicate this podcast episode to you. And also anybody, okay, anyone that's thinking about becoming a volunteer coach in your community. All right. Helping out the youth. This podcast episode is also for you too. Okay. You know my background. I've talked about it on several podcasts before that I'm a basketball coach. Okay. I've coached, basketball since the age of 21. I'm now 32. So I've been coaching for a good time now, from the Job Corps levels, coaching grown men to the middle school level. Okay. Junior high is what some call it. But, I want to talk about the importance of being a volunteer coach. It's a blessing. You're helping, saving lives. Believe it or not, you're keeping kids off the streets. Okay, being a volunteer coach in your local community goes a long way. All right, and you're definitely appreciated. Okay, I want to challenge myself and everyone else that's volunteer coaching or think about volunteer coaching to be more than a volunteer coach. Okay. And when I say be more than a volunteer coach, some may say, hey man, what are you talking about? Or, I show up to practice on time. I coach my team. We won the championship. I get all that, and that's great for you. If that's what you're doing, keep doing that. But what I'm talking about is becoming more than a volunteer coach, because I look myself in the mirror several times and I say, how can I be a better coach each and every day? Now, right now, I'm located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm not assigned to an actual team now. I do officiate youth basketball games, but I'm still a basketball coach. I have my own basketball program, sports development program, basketball program, development program for young athletes, okay, to work on their skills and on the court and off the court. I have a great program set in place, cjsportsmedia.com/basketball. You can kind of check it out. The site is not really fully up yet, far as like how I want it to be, but there's a preview of what you can expect from my basketball development, program, cjsportsmedia.com/basketball. But back to what I was saying, I'm looking myself in the mirror every day and just blessed to, and thanking God that, for giving me the gift to be a coach. Coaching is a gift. And it's just not about coaching basketball. Whatever sports you like to coach, it's a gift from God. It's a blessing. And it's one of the best jobs, careers in the world. It's a blessing to be able to coach and help out young athletes, help out older athletes, just help athletes out in general. But this podcast more is dedicated to the youth coaches like myself and you and several others that's dedicating their time each and every day in the community. Once you off your work, you show up to practice and you put in that hard work and, try your best to better your players and yourself as a coach. Just be more than a coach. And somebody say, hey, what do you mean? And I thought about it, because as a coach, I challenge myself every day. How can I be a better coach? How can I be a better on and off the coach? On and off the court coach. What can I do better on the court? What can I do better off the court? And I thought about some things, a lot of our youth now is finding negativity, not all of them, but a lot of them are finding negativity. They're getting attached to the streets. They're getting in trouble, guns, drugs, crime, just, creating a bad, rep for themselves down the line, him or her, our young youth. And I thought about, I say ways that we can be more than a volunteer coach. We can be mentor. Okay. We could be mentors to our local team athletes that we're coaching in our community. whether it's for the YMCA or, you coaching for a young recreational league, whatever league you got in your community, you could be a mentor to your players, a guardian. Some of our players don't have parents or, just don't, things happen in life. Some of our players could be foster home. I mean, things happen in life. A mentor, some of our young athletes, if not all, need someone to talk to about things other than basketball, football, baseball, soccer, hockey, or tennis, or golf. Some of us players need to talk about, more than just sports. And that's where we as the volunteer coaches come in at, and we give that room. We open that door and we say, hey, do anybody need to talk? If anybody need to talk, come holler at me. Come talk to us. Talk to my coaching staff. Let me know what's going on. So we can, also challenge ourselves to be good coaches along with be mentors, guardians. All right. And when I say guardian, I'm not saying be a full-time parent because, that player or players may have parents, whether they're foster parents or biological parents, but we can also be guardians just to make sure things are okay. All right. That's a challenge, to be more than a volunteer coach, a role model. Let's make sure we setting ourselves up as role models to our players. Some of our players, we think, growing up, I can remember, growing up as a kid in grade school, the teachers will always ask us, who do we want to be? Or, what do we want to be when we grow up? And I've always mentioned players and, basketball players that I saw on TV or, rappers or movie actors. And I say, you know what? There isn't nothing wrong with a young kid growing up saying, I want to be like my coach. I want to be like my coach. Okay. I want to be a coach someday in my community and help out the youth. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Who said you got to be the next superstar or next big movie actor or whatever like that? Okay. I believe it was Kevin Durant that said, cause he had a rec league coach that died at the age of 35, cause it was something came out years ago, and Kevin Durant stated why he would, wear number 35, and it was dedicated to his rec league coach that, died. His rec league coach, I believe, got shot and killed. But I can remember, I can't think of the article, can't think of the interview, but I do remember Kevin Durant saying at one time that he was thinking really about being a coach too. Just like how his coach that died was coaching him. As far as his youth coach, he wanted to be like his coach. He wanted to be a rec coach. So we are role models, believe it or not. No, we're not the next Phil Jackson. We're not Doc Rivers. We're not Coach Pop. But we are role models to our youth that we're coaching. So down the line, they appreciate that. So just keep that in mind when we saying volunteer. Let's go a little above and beyond and label ourselves as mentors, guardians, role models, because a lot of our youth don't have nothing positive to look up to other than negativity. It's so easy for our youth to get attached to negativity. Think about the time when you were growing up in your neighborhood. How easy was it? I mean, it was very easy to get a hold of negativity stuff, right? Get involved in some type of activity. It was very easy to get in trouble, is what I'm trying to say. And I know for me growing up, it was very easy for me to get in trouble or find trouble, but I chose not to go that route. But it was so easy. Negativity is so easy to find. It's so easy to just get in trouble. And before you know it, our youth record is messed up. They can't get jobs. They're 18, 19. They can't get jobs. Things are just happening that shouldn't be happening. And now they're trying to clean their record. Let's prevent that from happening by being more than a volunteer coach. All right. We can do things like, when it comes to a program, we can build our own program through a rec league. Everybody. So I talked to a lot of coaches, everybody think it's all about the AAU. No disrespect. I love the AAU. I got nothing but love, respect, and appreciation for the AAU. But a lot of us coaches think it's all about AAU. It's all about traveling. We got to create that big program. We got to go out to Texas, Florida, Georgia, California. We got to do all this traveling. That's good. If you can do that, if you and your parents and, your staff can afford that, hotel, travel, jersey, do that. Because I appreciate you also because you're also doing a great thing for the community. But if you're like me, that was never able to, I've tried to start an AAU team about 3 or 4 years ago, And it just didn't work out too good for me. It was finances thing, trying to find gym space, paying a lot of money for in one day or 1 week of practice. I have to come the next week and figure out how I'm gonna pay, for gym space again. So gym space was a problem. Just, trying to travel outside of New Mexico was a problem, so I failed at that. It was something I wanted to try out and do because it looked fun. You look on YouTube and, you hear around town, you see everybody traveling and everybody, getting ready to go play a tournament. And I'm like, I want to be that. I've been coaching since I was 21. Let me get involved with AAU. And the paperwork, everything was fine. I had the insurance thing set up. The problem was just gym space and not being able to really travel like that. I think the farthest I've traveled was to like Bernalillo, New Mexico. That was, and it was for a scrimmage against this great basketball club called, was it the New Mexico Select Basketball Team? New Mexico Select Basketball Team. And that was just a practice. It was like a scrimmage. So it was just hard to travel, hard to find gym space. So I just put it to rest. You know what I'm saying? But I made sure all my players that I had on my roster was, situated on, teams where they can be able to still play ball. Just because my club stopped, it don't mean you have to start playing ball. But you don't have to go with the AAU route. You can literally go local and create your program. How do you go local? You sign up for your youth basketball league in the community. Whatever the name of your youth basketball leagues in your community, you sign up to be a coach. You get your roster, and you know how you create that program? You keep your roster together. Whether you want to bring them in at the age of 7, you keep them from the age of 7 to all the way to how old the league stops at. If the league go from 7 to 17 or 7 to 18, that's where you stop your league at, your team at, and you create more growth. You bring in more. So when one leave your program, you bring in more, and you can literally run your program through your local community league. All right. You don't have to put it all on AAU and put all the responsibility on you and your staff and your parents. Everybody got to chip in. When it comes to the youth league, you got gym space, you got places to practice. You got game set, whether it's on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, you can fit all that in. And 9 times out of 10, the only thing you come out of pocket for, snacks, if you want to have like an end of the season ceremony, awards banquet for your players and staff, other than that, that's all you pay out of, pocket for. Everything else is covered by the league. Your league is protecting it. Your league is protected, for, your gym space. You got gym space, you got jerseys. If you want to go out and get your own jerseys, you can, but you will save a lot more money going local and creating your program versus trying to go the AAU route where it's like a lot of money, a lot of traveling expense. All right. But you can't go wrong with either because, whatever you're doing, whether it's AAU or local, you're still taking kids off the streets, presenting kids with more positive activities other than negative activities. So you're still doing a great job. But my route, I would prefer go to local and take advantage of that and build my program through that way. Okay, you keep everybody together. You create your schedule. Hey, Wednesday nights after practice, we're going to have Zoom meetings for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to have film breakdown. That's how you create a local program. And like I said, keep in mind, you don't have to worry about like how I was doing, like when I started my program, is I'm going to have enough money for gym space and how I'm going to get this, me and my wife talking about things. It just was very stressful trying to figure out how do I keep my AU program together. The local route is the way to go. Don't sleep on your local community when it comes to youth sports. Take advantage of it. Some may say, hey, man, the competition just ain't there. Oh, it's too easy. We play the same team every week. They don't have enough teams. Don't complain. Don't let that stop you from being a great coach. Because remember, at the end of the day, the goal is to be more than a coach, that mentor, that guardian, okay, that role model. You got to make sure that's in your mind also. Competition will get better. Even if you got to arrange some scrimmages, call coaches from the local AAU programs that's doing the traveling outside of your state. Say, hey, we're a local ball club, play for this league here. We would love to scrimmage you guys or, have practice with you guys. That's how you build. That's how you build a program through your local community. A lot of us think it always got to go the AAU route. We don't have to go the AAU route. We really don't. So I just want to make sure I'm just letting that be known. We do not have to go the AAU route. You can literally build your program local through your community. They're giving you gym space. They're giving you a practice location to practice at. All you got to do is come out your pocket for snacks. You want to buy your own jerseys. You want to get your own trophies or anything extra. But it's a lot more affordable building a basketball program through your local community, leagues, or just whatever league it is. And I'm using basketball only because I play basketball. I love basketball. I coach basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. But this ain't go for any sport that you want to do that you feel like you can teach. Go for it in this same method, this same format that I'm giving you, whether that's baseball, football, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, whatever you're doing, whatever sport it is, you can still follow the same format versus trying to go the AAU route where you're going to find yourself spending a lot of money. So just keep that in mind. A lot of us seem to always be sleeping on local sports. A lot of people don't think local sports is, really good, but I'm still a big fan of high school sports. I get it. A lot of kids is going the AAU route, getting scholarships, but ain't nothing like some classic local high school basketball, football, baseball, where you can just go to your local community, go to a local event, and just check out the upcoming stars. All right. But yes, I'm telling you, man, this is the way to do it. If you're that coach that just want to always wanted to create that program, but just didn't know how, man, how I'm going to get gym space, how I'm going to keep paying this, how we going to travel. Don't worry about that. Okay. You can, like I said, you can always get all the coaches' numbers in your community. Set up, scrimmages, set up practices, joint practices. They may be AAU, you may be local, but you're still working with them. And like I say, what I love most about the local leagues, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, they giving you a facility to practice. They already have a game schedule set up for you. AAU, a lot of coaches, AAU creating their own schedule. They call in and they book and, hey, can we play you guys on this day? Hey, can we get in this tournament? Hey, we want to pay for this tournament. A lot of these tournaments for AAU, you paying for it. When they come to your local community, whether it's basketball, football, baseball leagues, a hockey league, they already got a facility. Schedules is already made. Jerseys is already here. You see how simple that can be. Now, I'm not saying you can't go the AAU route. You can go the AAU route eventually when you feel like you're ready, when you, your staff, and feel like, you guys ready to take that next level. But even if you don't want to, if you just want to stay local and support your local community, support your rec league, youth sports, do it. You're not wrong. You're still building, you're still growing players, and you're helping players get notified. Create you a website, a social media account. Post your videos, post highlights. Give your team name a page on social media. Post things every other day, whatever. Talk about what your players are doing. Talk about what you're doing. That's how you build a local program. Basketball, football, baseball, soccer, it's all the same when it comes to building a program where you're trying to save money and don't have to worry about, is we going to get to Vegas this week? Is we going to get to California and play in that tournament? Oh, we got to go to Chicago this week and money is getting short. Flights is getting expensive. Bus tickets is getting high. Train. Yeah, that stuff can be a lot. Okay. One thing that you can also do to keep track and really make your program feel like it's really sincere, almost similar to like a high school or middle school, is have grade checks. Okay. Have grade checks. However you want to do it, every week or every other, whatever, 2-3 weeks. And you see how kids are doing and you let them know what they need to get better at. And you can even have sessions for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, everybody bring their homework to practice, because sometimes practices can go a little late. And when practices go a little late, sometimes kids go home and they up late trying to do homework, after they just got done from your practice, and that can be a long night. So you can have 20, 25 minutes, the first 20, 25 minutes of practice. Hey, we're going to work on our studies, homework. Let me see report cards, and you reward kids that have the grade requirement that you have for your program. Kids that met that requirement, you give them a reward. Pizza, popcorn, a t-shirt. I mean, just something to say, hey, keep up the great work, and you highlight them. Have them stand up in the middle of practice and just talk about how great they're doing in the classroom. All right, because we got a lot of kids that's playing in these local leagues and they're not doing too good in school. Some talking back to the teacher, some not making good grades, some, so that's where we as a local community can come in at, because we got to think about it. A lot of these kids that's on our local teams, they got cut from their high school team. They got cut from their middle school team. They went to tryouts, didn't make the team. So they come in and they counting on us as volunteer coaches, as youth league, youth rec league coaches to help them better their game. They want to be part of something. They want to be a part of a team. They want to know what it feels like to be part of a team. That's where we come in at and set our standards. We get it. You didn't make your team at the high school level or the middle school level. You got cut. You're going to make it here, but we also have standards that we need you to follow. We got grade checks. We're going to be talking to, mom and dad, guardian, to see how you're doing at home. That's how you create that program. Nobody say you have to bench a kid and, hey, you can't play because no, you can still play that kid, but putting your program together, take it seriously. How do you see yourself as a volunteer coach? Do you see yourself being long-term, growing a team, keeping a team together until the age limit of the league is not, accepted no more. 7 to 17, 8 to whatever. You keep your team together. You set those standards. You can go a long way with coaching, and you'll be amazed how great your program, turn out to be because you're following the standards. You're not just coming out, okay, I'm a rec coach. I coached my team. We won. We lost. I'm going home. I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Don't be that coach. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that type of coach, but have some enthusiasm. Set your own standards. Feel good about yourself. Get some practice shirts. Like I said, create a social media page. Post things on social media, practices, that type of stuff. You create a local program easily. All right. But like I said, yeah, most of these players, they didn't make their middle school, high school team. I really wish, going back, I thought about it last night. I said, man, I wish I would have got involved more and pushed my mom and my stepdad to really put me into youth, like basketball, like early. Because I went to tryouts in my middle school days, and I just didn't took it seriously. Not saying I joke around. I just wasn't confident enough. It's tryouts. You got coaches in there with clipboards. They're looking at you, and you want to make everything right. Your layups, your speed, your jumping, your passing, your shooting. You want to make everything perfect, and I never make the team. Okay, I remember, the names posted on the door. I'm looking for my name. I don't see my name. Got cut. First cut, didn't make the first cut. Now what I'm gonna do? And I wish right then and there I would have really pushed my parents to say, hey, put me in youth basketball rec league. Because we had a rec league, where I grew up at. We had a rec league in there, wasn't like a big league, like how most big cities have like a big league. But we had a rec league. And those rec leagues, you got to have your kid take advantage of those. Young athletes should take advantage of those, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever the sport is. Sign your kid up for that, especially if you're a coach. If you're a volunteer coach and, you got a kid, don't always allow that kid, oh, well, he wants to play middle school or high school ball. It's not always about that. A lot of our young athletes think it's about high school and middle school ball because that's where popularity at. They go to school with all the players that's on the team and they want to, be with the players and be on the team also. But when they get cut, what do they do? Like I say, remember I just said a few minutes ago, trouble, negativity is so easy to find. It's so easy to get engaged in just bad activity. Youth rec leagues is where it's at. All right. Because every kid is not going to make him or her middle school team. His or her middle school team, his or her high school team. They're not going to make it. They're going to get cut. Confidence is going to be broken. They're going to be stressed. They're going to be coming to you. What I do now, sign your kid up. Coaches, be ready to be a volunteer coach. Okay. You'll love this. I promise you'll love this. But yeah, you set those standards in place, you'll be surprised. Grades, being mentors, guardians, role models, have a requirement, starting your own program locally. Who cares if you're playing the same team every week or playing only 4 teams in the league? That league would eventually grow. Leagues going to have to grow. We got to always, as coaches, don't always go with the big leagues or the big programs right away. If it's a league that you're in, it only have 6 teams, stay in that league and just help the league grow. Because Because these leagues that we look at now, from the NBA to the NFL to MLB, they didn't always have 30-something teams. Okay? At one point, teams didn't have very little. They had very little teams, and league grow. But volunteer coaches in your local community, I appreciate you. Okay? But take this take this kindly, take this very seriously. And it's just ways to help you out as a coach. Okay? Nothing to bash you down or make you feel bad, but let's keep in mind, local sports should still be happening. Local sports is still fun. I think a lot of us are just addicted to what we've seen on that YouTube and social media. Everybody is traveling and they just going all over the world playing ball. That local sports should always be. Always appreciate your local sport league, especially for youth. Okay, because our youth is the future. And if we as volunteer coaches can take that extra step to go above and beyond and be that mentor, be that guardian, be that role model, set a program in place, keep our team together, film our games, film our practices, have film sessions, post things on social media, have grades requirements, report card checks, homework assignments, done in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of practice. Parents will appreciate that. You will appreciate that. And your program, your local program will be successful. Like I said, you're saving money. You're not have to worry about how you're going to pay for hotel, how you're going to pay for food, how we're going to get to this tournament next month. You don't got to worry about that. You know why? Because local community, youth local leagues, they have their own tournaments. And they have trophies in place for first place, second place, some even third place. You just got to love it and got to take advantage of it. And who knows, some of your players that started your local league could say, hey, you know what, coach, I'm really thinking about going out for my high school trials. And they may even make the team. And you're thinking if they make the team, they probably don't want to play for you no more. Hey, the ones that appreciate you and appreciate how hard you push them, they're going to be playing for the high school team and your team because they appreciate you, because you're the reason, or you're part of the reason why they had that confidence to go out and try out for their high school team. They may have not made the team in middle school. Hell, they may have not made the team in 9th or 10th grade, but by their 11th grade and 12th grade year, they're on the team and they still playing for your team also in your local program. You got to look at it like that. Some of our best athletes, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and more sports, they didn't always play that sport from knee high. Some of them started late, 8th grade. Some started in the 10th grade. Some started in the 11th grade. So you got to keep all that in mind. Okay. But I appreciate all my local volunteer coaches and as well as my AU coaches too. But this podcast today was for my local coaches. Keep doing what you do. This is just ways to just make your program better, make your team better, take and consider it, and you're going to be amazing. Like I said, I love coaching. I love my media. I love talking to you, podcasting and blogging. But I love coaching because coaching saves lives. Coaching helps kids off the street. It builds, kids' momentum. It takes kids off the street and it helps them. Coaching. Because every kid, they admire LeBron. They admire Tom Brady. They admire Derek Jeter. Just all the great ones, okay? And they want to know, hey, how can I do that? How can I be that? Some of them don't know. Some of them confused. It's positive over here, but then it's negative because you got bullies. You got people that, put peer pressure. Believe it or not, there's a lot of peer pressure in the youth world now. So we got to make sure our youth is on point. And that all goes to us signing ourselves up to volunteer coach. Even if you never coached before after hearing this podcast, give it a try. Give it a shot. Say, you know what, Clarence, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to really try this out, be a volunteer coach, and see how can I grow my program. Male or female, it don't matter. Coaching is for anybody. It don't matter. It's not about a male or female. It's about male and female, whatever you want to do. A woman can lead a team. A man can lead a team. Don't worry about, I'm going to be looked at differently. No, you're not. You're going to be loved, appreciated, and respected because you're helping the community out. You're taking kids off the street. You're taking kids from negativity and putting them in positivity. You're doing great things. You're motivating kids to make good grades, to show up to practice on time, to be respectful to their mom and dad or guardian, to be respectful to themselves. You're helping them out. You're helping them see the world along with their teachers already and mom and dad. So you're doing a great thing. All right. So you got some time. Sign yourself up to be a volunteer coach. And if you already a volunteer coach, keep doing great. Add what I said into your programs. All right. Let's just not get carried away. Like I said, don't be like me when I first started. You know what I'm saying? Like when I moved to New Mexico, I think I started my team like 2017, 2018. I wanted to get into AAU. Okay. Like I said, I've coached grown men at the job course level. I've coached middle school, for several years. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to start. I want to do this AAU thing because they just look popular. And I realized early and quick, I'm paying too much money in a week for practice space, for gym space. Jerseys is crazy expensive. I say, nah. Okay. If I'm not coaching middle school or high school level, I'm going to take advantage of my youth rec league. And like I said, you can be coaches at all levels, whether you want to be a high school coach or middle school coach. But if you got some time, give back to your community and be a volunteer coach. All right. And like I said, who knows? You be blessed. If your job is just to someday be a high school coach or middle school coach or a professional coach at the NBA level, you can do all that. Okay. Because when you do great, people see great. You know what comes after that? Great opportunity comes. All right. So don't be in a rush. Oh man, I'm just a youth volunteer coach. I really want to be a middle school coach. See what it's like. I really want to be a high school coach. See what it's like. I really want to be a college coach. See what it's like. I really want to be an NBA coach. You will get to that, but you got to be patient and just focus on what you're doing now. If you're a volunteer coach now, don't look too far ahead. Focus on what's in front of you, your kids, okay, your youth that needs direction. Eventually your dream will come true. You'll be that high school coach, that college coach, but man, just always show love and appreciation and respect and be a volunteer coach. Pass it down. If you feel like, you know what, I'm getting a little old for this. I really want to challenge myself at the next level. Pass it down to a friend, a family member, somebody that really thinking about coaching, and have them take over your team. That way, when you do leave to go to the next level, whether that's middle school, high school, college, or NBA, you're passing it down. You're passing your program down to the next person in line. And you let them know, hey, here's how I done it, blah, blah, blah. And when they get ready to leave, they pass it down. And that's how you keep it growing and growing. Okay. Let's not just leave the youth hanging once we get our big promotion. And no, let's keep it going. Check in with people. Hey, I'm looking for a coach that can help run my local program. We've been running it for 10 years now. I want to keep this going. I'm about to leave and go coach at the next level, but I still want my youth program to grow. That's how you do. You got to communicate. All right. At the end of the day, it's all about taking kids from negativity and putting them in a place of positivity, taking kids off the streets and putting them in sports. Like I said, it don't matter what sport you coach in. It could work. Even if you're a cheerleading coach, basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, football, baseball, okay, golf, it doesn't matter. The program can grow. The program can grow and it will. Even if it's a flag football, if it's flag football, it can grow. Believe it or not. All right, because you've got to start from somewhere, and it starts with us, the volunteer coach. Be more than a volunteer coach, mentor, guardian, role model, and God bless. All right. So yeah, there you have it. That's all I have, but I really want to share that with you. Like I said, I'm one of the best feelings in the world, just having that gift to coach, knowing what plays to draw up, knowing how, what area kids need to get better at, whether it's shooting, running, passing, whatever it is, playing defense, reading film, pointing things out on film. It's fun. It's fun. And you're helping out the community. All right. That's all I got. Holler at me. cjsportsmedia.com/contact. If you have any more information, as far as, if you got any questions about volunteering coaching, is something you're really thinking about, holler at me. cjsportsmedia.com/contact. On Twitter @_Clarence Jones. Okay, holler at me, follow me, I'll follow you back. I'm always talking sports on there. And yeah, let's do it. Instagram _Clarence Jones. Okay. Free Brittney Griner. Okay. I'm going to keep saying that till she's free, on each and every episode. That's my goal. That's my mission. Brittney Griner is in my prayers, and I ask you, the listener, keep Brittney Griner in your prayers as well. But thank you again for, supporting and showing that love. We almost at 1,000 downloads. Okay, so I really want to thank everybody for showing that love and showing me that support, taking that time out to listen to these episodes and download these episodes. Everybody, if you're a listener, I got love for you. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much, because without you, I have no platform. So just keep that in mind. You really appreciate it. I respect you, and I just thank you again. Like I said, we almost at 1,000 downloads. Okay, and this is the 74th episode. Okay, I'm making that commitment to give you episodes weekly, and you're making that commitment to listen and download. We're working together, and I thank you. If there's anything I can do to help you out, holler at me. My YouTube channel, Clarence Jones Sports Media. I need that to grow a lot more. So always feel free to check out my video, as far as seeing me on video, as I'm on video now doing the podcast. Audio is good too, but I really want that YouTube channel to grow. I was doing audio podcasts for so long, so I think a lot of you all are still on the audio side for me. So I'm trying to transition to both audio and video. Like I said, the video podcast of this episode you listen to now is on YouTube, where you'll be able to see my face and, comment below on just questions or things that I may have said during the episode. But thank you again. I appreciate you. It's an honor and blessing to almost be at 1,000 downloads for my podcast. This is amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. And I look forward to talking to you. Holler at me, and let's see what's up. Have a great day. Have a safe day. Peace. God bless.